Hello everyone, this is Brookle, and I'm here with part 3 of my Fast and Fierce series. This is the final part of me showcasing our main characters. Previously, we learned about Hadley and Gia, so it's officially Jada's turn. I'm very excited to draw her because she is pink, and I also think she has a really interesting story. But before we start, I'm going to give just a quick explanation of the series. Although if you want to learn more, you should definitely watch my previous videos. But anyways, these characters are for an animated racing series that follows them on their first racing season in Throttle 1. Throughout the first season, they struggle to maintain friendships while competing against one another with the entire world watching. So now that you understand Fast and Fierce, let's begin drawing. Jada Zhou is currently a global influencer who is known for her endearing personality and large social media presence. But she has just been announced to be joining Miralex's Throttle 1 team as their driver. While this has shocked and outraged casual T1 enjoyers, Jada's true fans have known that racing is a big part of her life. But it wasn't always this way. Jada was born in China to her electrical engineer father and her stay-at-home mother. The first 6 years of her life were pretty normal. Her dad was definitely doing well, but they weren't millionaires or anything. That is, until her dad got an offer to move to the United Kingdom and take a job at an automobile company that wanted to start developing hybrid cars, aka cars that use normal fuel and electricity to run. So they made the move, and he quickly began climbing up in the company, exponentially growing their wealth. But this move wasn't as good for Jada as it was for her dad. Jada knew English, but she was not very good at it, and she had a very thick accent that the kids at school made fun of her for. She didn't really have any friends, and she was often bullied either because her classmates didn't understand what she was saying or because she didn't understand UK culture. So Jada spent a lot of her formative years playing online games for kids, since she didn't have that many real-life friends. Jada's family lived in the UK until right before she went into middle school. Her dad got another job offer, but this time they had to move to Italy, where he began working on how to make electric engines for Throttle 1 cars. So her dad started working with a bunch of rich guys whose kids were karting in hopes of being a professional driver, and her parents decided to have her start karting too. Jada was excited about the move in general because it finally gave her an opportunity to reinvent herself. While she did have to learn Italian now, her English was really good, and luckily most schools in Europe require English to be taught to students, so she could communicate with most people. Jada began karting and was surprisingly good. But that wasn't what got her the most excited. It was the fact that there were other kids karting who were from all over the world, just like her. And Jada wanted to befriend all of them. While some were hesitant at first, most people came around and ended up liking her. But the person she connected with the most was actually the one with the biggest reputation. Gia was the most talented kid there, and everyone had kind of avoided her because of it. But Jada didn't know any better and tried to talk to her. They quickly became friends, bonding over the fact that they had often felt alone. Gia encouraged Jada to work hard and always strive for the best, whereas Jada helped Gia loosen up and have fun. Jada also continued to be active online, but now it was on her Instagram. She would often post about her outfits, shopping hauls, makeup tutorials, and updates of her karting. And she started to gain traction. It probably helped that Jada included Gia in her videos, and many dedicated T1 fans wanted to learn about the illustrious Ascari family, but Jada didn't realize that at the time. Jada ended up gaining a dedicated following of young girls who wished they had her life. Because of her dad's success, she was now living in luxury and showered in gifts from him. And not only did she have an endless closet and a pink bedroom, but she was also racing. It seemed like the perfect life. While Jada really appreciates everything she has, it's not everything that she thought it would be. Despite the big change in her life, she still holds insecurities from the bullying she endured when she was younger. And she can often be too hard on herself. But her followers help her get over that. They make her feel less alone and like she is truly loved. But at the same time, she resents them. She's kind of grown to hate posting her life because it feels like nothing belongs to her and only her. The entire world gets access to her thoughts, her house, and her friends. but she can't stop posting because she's addicted to the validation that online comments give her, both the good ones and the bad ones. I think that social media can be really harmful for young people, especially young girls, and I really wanted to explore that with Jada. On the surface, she is a really upbeat and happy character, but she has a lot of insecurities and a desperate need to be liked. As for her design, her signature color is pink, and I wanted her style to be very girly and feminine, but still cool. I think she looks super cute, and I'm very happy with how she turned out. Okay, the next character I'm going to discuss is Jada's mom. Jada and her mom are really close, and the main reason for that is that Jada's dad is not. He was in the beginning, but once he started getting new opportunities and promotions, he became more and more distant. It was a pretty slow and gradual change, but now it has been so long that he barely even knows his family anymore. He is almost always off on a work trip, and he has begun constantly buying his wife and daughter things to make up for it. As of now, they have a really nice house in Italy, but he hasn't been there for months. It's really just Jada and her mom and their dog, which was a gift from him, of course. Jada's mom doesn't have a job. She has always been a stay-at-home mother, and because her husband is gone, she has begun devoting all of her attention to Jada. She picks up Jada from everything, is constantly checking in with her and her schedule, and most importantly, helps Jada manage her social media. Jada's mom has really helped push Jada to the top, getting her brand deals very early in her career, figuring out the best time to post and or live stream, analyzing which types of videos got the most views, all of it. This has become the thing that stops Jada's mom from going stir crazy. When she focuses on Jada, it distracts her from the emptiness. Jada's mom was actually really helpful in getting Jada to drive for Miralux. Miralux is actually a South Korean beauty brand who has a T1 team, and Jada's mother told her to start discreetly using Miralux products in her makeup tutorials. And then they began talks with Miralux about how great it would be to have Jada be their driver and also promote their products. Jada loves her mom, even though she can be really annoying, and this can lead Jada to overlooking the pushiness because at least her mom is interested in involving herself in her life. Jada's mom is really interesting because I feel like she's going to come off as a character that you're meant to hate. I do think that she is not a good mother, but I also think that she's dealing with a very difficult marriage and coping with it in the most toxic way possible. For her design, I obviously made her look a lot like Jada. I decided to put her in a simple suit jacket because I feel like she would never want to outshine Jada. She wants to dress to complement her daughter. And since Jada often has purple and red accents, her mom wears those colors to match her. The last character we have today is named Braden Grayson, but everyone just calls him Brady. Brady is originally from the UK, but he also began karting around the end of elementary school / the beginning of middle school. And Jada has had a crush on him since the moment she saw him. Brady is 2 years older than Jada, so that had him not into it for a while because he didn't want to be with a younger girl. He wanted to be with a cool older girl. But as they both grew up, he eventually developed a little crush on her too. They are currently very flirty with one another and have been flirty friends for a few years. Brady became a Throttle 1 driver at the same time as Gia. When he started, he immediately became a heartthrob. There were millions of girls and women obsessed with him. And these people are very quick to attack any girl he puts his arm around in a photo. Brady is kind of confused about this. He really likes the attention and he loves to use his charm to make fans swoon. But sometimes people can take it too far, and that makes him really uncomfortable. Brady is honestly a himbo, and he can be really dense, especially when it comes to Jada's feelings. He really likes her and enjoys her company, but he doesn't want to deal with all that comes with having a girlfriend. He likes how things are now, where he and Jada flirt and cuddle, but he doesn't have to be taking her on dates or listening to her drama, like he would if they were together. Plus, she already gets plenty of hate from just being around him, so if they were official, she would probably have it way worse. Brady's pretty content with how things are now and is completely unaware that Jada is not as happy as he is. He just assumes that she's cool with their current relationship, and he doesn't really consider that she could want more from him. When designing Brady, I wanted him to kind of look like an F-boy. He's a T1 driver and he trains, and so he's very built, and he likes to show that off. So I gave him a pretty tight shirt and some low baggy sweatpants. I also wanted it to look like he didn't even try that hard on his outfit because he doesn't have to. He already knows he's handsome. So that is all of the characters for today. I'm really happy with how they all turned out. I feel like you get a really good sense of their personalities just from looking at them, and I really liked talking about them and their dynamics. So we have just finished the final part of me going into Fast and Fierce's characters, and luckily for you, my dear viewers, I'm not going to stop here. The next 3 videos are going to be me going into depth about the Throttle 1 teams. There, we're going to design some cars, maybe some helmets, and each team's principle. So we're going back to Hadley, and this time to talk about her team, Blue Meteor. So if you want to learn more about that, keep an eye out. And once again, you can check out our Patreon for Fast and Fierce to see exclusive content. All of our posts are free, but I have a feeling we're going to start some new tiers soon to show the behind-the-scenes stuff. So thank you guys again for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye!